Let's start with the first piece of our code. This is a NextJS middleware that runs on the server before the page is rendered. Here, using JavaScript's Math.random function, we randomly assign the user to either variant A or variant B. Then we take advantage of NextJS's built-in NextResponse next to generate a clone of the request. This allows us to modify the response without affecting the original request. Next, a custom header X variant is set to reflect the chosen variant. This header can later be accessed by our application to determine which version of the content to serve. Finally, we return the modified response, which then continues to the actual page rendering logic. Why do we set a custom header for A/B testing? Custom headers are a method to pass information along with a request or response that the client or server can use to alter behavior. In the context of edge-side rendering, they become a powerful tool to control what content is served to which user without affecting the caching layer negatively, as the content remains static and the decision is made at the edge. Moving ahead, let's look at the corresponding page component in NextJS. We start by importing useRouter from NextJS and useEffect from React to manage side effects. useRouter allows us to access router properties, such as the current path or query parameters, which in our case, is the variant that was set by our middleware. Within the useEffect hook, we check if the variant is A or B and execute different logic accordingly. This enables us to render different components or content based on the variant the user was assigned to. Lastly, we render the common parts of our page that don't depend on A/B differences inside a React fragment, denoted by the div tags. Note that, in a real-world scenario, the logic for handling variants could be more complex. For instance, you may want to display different images, texts, or even load different styles or scripts based on the variant. The important part is that you keep these differences manageable and track the results of the A/B test effectively to understand user preferences and behavior. And that's the gist of using edge-side rendering with middleware in NextJS for A/B testing. Middleware sits between the incoming request and the final response, giving you a chance to modify both in a way that can be tailored to each user. The added benefit of this approach is that it can be executed close to the user's location, on the edge, for faster processing and delivery. Make sure to measure and analyze your A/B tests accurately to make informed decisions for your web application's user experience enhancements.